A teenager found an old letter under his pillow written by his mom just before she passed away. Every single night, he reads only one line from it, just one. He does this so the letter will last longer, so her words won't run out. He's terrified of the day he reaches the end. Finally, one evening, he reads the very last line. It says, "Wherever you go, my dear, I'm walking with you." That night and every night after, he falls asleep hugging that worn-out piece of paper because it's the only place in the world where he still feels her close, her warmth a faint echo against his chest. In a quiet neighborhood, there was an old man who turned on the same lamp in his window every single night, without fail. Neighbors would gossip, whispering that he must be afraid of the dark, living all alone in that big house. But one evening, a curious child asked him why he did it. The old man smiled, a gentle, faraway look in his eyes. He pointed to the light and said, "My wife used to work late. I always kept this light on for her so she could find her way home safely. Now I keep it on so she doesn't get lost on her way to heaven." There was a little boy who carried a broken toy car everywhere he went. Its wheels were wobbly, the paint was chipped, and one door was missing. Well-meaning adults would often tell him, "It's broken, son. You should throw it away and get a new one," but the boy would just shake his head and hold it tighter. You see, it was the last gift his dad had ever given him. To everyone else, it was a piece of junk. But to the boy, it wasn't broken at all. It was a memory. It was the weight of his father's hand in his, a final, tangible piece of love he could hold onto. Every morning, like clockwork, a young girl would stand by the corner and wave at an empty bus stop. A man who walked his dog past her each day finally got the courage to ask who she was waving to. The girl smiled, a bright, beautiful smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. She said, "My big brother used to wait for me right here after school. I still wave, just in case he's watching, so he knows I didn't forget him." Her hand kept waving at the empty space, a silent promise to a ghost. Then there was the young man who stood in the pouring rain, completely drenched, without an umbrella. People rushing by would shout at him to get inside, to take shelter. But he wouldn't move, just stood there with his head tilted towards the sky. He whispered to himself, almost inaudibly, she promised she'd come back on a rainy day. He wasn't really waiting for her to return. He knew, deep down, that she wouldn't. He was waiting to keep the hope alive, to honor the promise, because letting go of that hope felt like letting go of her all over again. At the local park, a father came every weekend and pushed an empty swing. Higher and higher it went, creaking rhythmically in the quiet air. Another parent, watching from a bench, gently asked him why he did it. The father's voice was soft, thick with emotion. "My daughter loved this swing more than anything," he explained, never taking his eyes off it. "The last time we were here, she giggled and told me, 'Daddy, never stop pushing,' so I haven't. I keep pushing because a promise is a promise." He pushed the swing for the little girl who wasn't there, sending her laughter into the wind. And finally, every year on the same day, a girl would buy a beautiful birthday cake, the kind with fancy frosting and sprinkles, but with no name written on it. She'd take it to the park and sit alone on a bench, placing the cake beside her. As the sun began to set, she would light a single candle and whisper into the twilight, "Happy birthday, Mom, I'm still here." She wasn't waiting for someone to arrive. She was waiting for the memories that never came back, for the birthdays they never got to share. These stories, these small, quiet acts of love are everywhere around us if we just take a moment to look. They teach us that grief isn't just about sadness, it's about remembering. It's about holding on to love in a world that keeps moving forward. It's the light in the window, the wave at an empty corner, the push of a swing. It's the silent, unbreakable promises we make to those we've lost. Love, you see, doesn't end when a life does. It just changes shape. It becomes a letter, a broken toy, a whispered happy birthday to the stars. It becomes a memory that we carry with us forever. Thanks for watching.